Hello and welcome again to another episode from the guy who sounds funny. Now, pardon my microphone crackle here. I gotta get readjusted. Trying something new out. Hopefully, this results in some better audio. We've redone our setup here. Yeah, so as you can see, do another video game episode here. And this time, we're starting into the fantastic Metal Gear series by Hideo Kojima. Now, I know some of our fans are also huge fans of the series. I know I am. I actually started playing it back on the original NES with the port that they put on cartridge back in back in the 80s. It was one of the few games my cousin left at my grandmother's place when I was growing up. And yeah, me and my cousins played the heck out of this. Well, this series. And my gosh, did we punish ourselves? Like, it was so hard. It was pre widely accessible internet days. So, like, we made a mess of stuff. Died so many times in this game trying to figure out how to get to the next area, how to do the next thing. And good times. Good memories. Now, I hope people leave me some responses in the comments. Do you guys like to have the cutscenes included, or do you want me to just skip this stuff? I'm going to include it in this video because I feel it adds to the narrative. But if you just want me to start skipping these things, we can do that too and just get straight into the gameplay. Now, for you eagle-eyed viewers, you saw I clicked on the easy mode. And that is because I have done a couple of playthrough tests on this game to make sure that, I'm going to be producing some decent content. And my word, have I gotten... Wait a minute, where am I? Go analog, please. There we go. Don't know why I didn't want to do that. Oh, let's let that guy turn around. And we sneak. And we get up and run. And he's looking that way, and I go this way. He's like, what the heck? Rations, and I hide where I should be seen by that other guy immediately. But because of this game's physics, it just doesn't happen. So yeah. One of my favorite game series of all time. I mean, very much the poster child, though, of adult content, I guess, in video gaming. Like, not that there's naked people running around or anything, but definitely some heavy subjects talked about. Definitely a lot of death, a lot of blood, a lot of bullets. Depending on the iteration, whether, it's one Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Oh gosh, no, there we go. Controls on this are not as tight as later games. Ooh. Oh, crap, he's coming back. There we go. Just need that elevator to come down. There we go. And yeah. I am ashamed to say, though, that I have not actually finished this game in its original format at any point in my life. Played 1, 2, 3. Haven't finished 4 either, which I feel terrible about. But part of it was that when it came out, I could not afford a PS3, so I was only able to play on friends' systems. And now that I own a PS3, I can't find it anywhere. But I have played the heck out of Portable Ops and Peace Walker, played a ton of 5, and I finished half of 5. And for those of you who are fans of the series, you know why that's a thing. Didn't get through the second half of 5, but I've also been told that, I shouldn't be disappointed by that. The series kind of nosedived in 5. And then Hideo Kojima left Konami, and none of these get made anymore. But yeah, I've always loved that in most of the games, you have the option not to kill people. It was a very interesting design decision in a military third-person shooter, a hyper-military third-person shooter, to give you the option not to murder people. So, not so much in this game, because unfortunately the CQC tactics in this game are not nearly as good as any of the others. You can't, like, choke people out and just knock them unconscious and leave them there and move on to the next area. If you walk up and you try and choke them out and then let go, they immediately spot you and turn around and try and kill you. So, and then you have to try again a second time, and then you can knock them out. But by then you've already set off the alarm and you have other guys swarming you. So it doesn't allow you to sneak. So with this one, your sneaking is more about knowing the times that people walk by and just slipping past them. Which is also true of the NES one. I can't remember if Metal Gear 2... Well, honestly, I can't remember if it even exists or if that's just a thing I've made up in my imagination. And I don't remember if it had the ability to sneak past people in that old NES style. Going from Metal Gear into Metal Gear Solid is kind of like going from Grand Theft Auto into Grand Theft Auto 3. Like, the 2 games prior to it are top-down 16-bit games, and then you move into 3D. Same with, Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid. Worlds of difference between the two, though a lot of things hold over, like the cardboard box and your cigarettes. Oh my word, that was the hardest thing to figure out on the NES game too. That you were supposed to light the cigarettes and put them inside the box to make a smoke screen. And I do love that in Peace Walker, we got the double wide box. That was hilarious. Yeah, so there are some interesting interactions in this game. I warn you, for anyone who has not played through the series. There's a lot of depictions of, like, mental abuse and psychological horror too. So be forewarned. And you know, in this PlayStation era game, it's kind of laughable. Like some of the character deaths are very dramatic, and the graphics don't quite match the level of drama. So you get this like cheese factor to it that's just hilarious. Like the part I hope to get to is the DARPA chief, maybe a little bit further past that tonight. And the DARPA chief, that whole interaction, it's just like there's some serious dialogue that goes on between two of the 3D character models, not this animated stuff you're seeing at the moment. And man, it's so bad because they didn't even try for like jaw movement. They just bob their heads like ridiculous bobblehead toys. I just have like, these blank dead expressions. Playing through it now, it's like holy cow, this is awful. And then to jump forward to like Metal Gear Solid 5 and like how amazingly realistic some of the stuff looks in that game. You know, and being someone who's played through a lot of serial games where there's a lot of entries into it, it's just amazing to me that there can be there's only 5 of these this game or the game only 5 games in this series and just how vastly different Metal Gear Solid 1 is to Metal Gear Solid 5. And I say that with, you know, a grain of salt. Obviously, there are spin-off games. There are other um, iterations that we can play through. There was Portable Ops and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which, while not mainline games, absolutely were essential if you wanted to know the story of what was going on in the mainline games. And then, of course, this game, all of its backstory and history comes from Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. And, you know, as this is a PlayStation era game, it comes with all the flawed hitboxing and other such shenanigans that come with older game titles. There we are. Boop. Now we want to stun people. Okay, now I can see this dude again. The camera up there. Now where am I trying to sneak in through? I don't remember. Oh, right there. Oops. It's a few too many. That did not stun that guy nearly as well as I thought it would. Thought that was supposed to knock him out. It's probably one of those situations where I was supposed to like grab him by the throat and choke him out. Oh, and now we get a call.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time, Master.
I love how this guy
I quit being a drill
just
instructor
up and calls you about survival in Alaska
I'm in retirement. Just
while you're stuck
once
in
in
a
a while,
ventilation shaft.
train the Alaskan Scouts.
Like, he doesn't.
To a new generation.
And he seems aware. Like, he seems to know things about your location
Thought I might be of
because he tells you about those rats we just saw, those little blips on red blips on screen. So I know the lighting in this thing is terrible.
I've lived in Alaska
Those little red blips were exclamation points over a bunch of rats that I'm supposed to follow. Which is an interesting chore, to say the least.
Those mice are Alaskan field mice. Don't worry, they can't hurt you. Wild field
But yeah,
mice don't
get the
have
whole
to
explanation
wear
of the field mice, and we follow the field mice, and they lead us through,
without hibernating.
get us to our next location.
Snow. That's where they stay warm.
You know, this is
Survival specialist.
a pretty early video game, so there's a lot of
There's a dark side to
hand holding in certain situations and no explanation in others,
spring that's not there.
like it used to be back in the day.
Survival of their own genes, right? Yeah. Pretty brilliant program, huh? If there are mice, that means there must be an exit somewhere. Follow
My
the
word, he
mice.
is talkative. Okay, so we follow the rats. This, oh my gosh, that's like completely black. I can't see anything. Oh, and we go down. And we hurry, 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 hurry so we don't die of drowning. And up, 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 up. Hey, look, the rats again. Hi, my little rodaceous friends. You know, on my first playthrough, I lost the rats. And, like, had to go wandering around without them. Which was fun. In the most sarcastic sense possible. Another call. My word, man. How am I supposed to be on this secret mission if every time I turn around I'm having to stop in the middle of an open area? Oh gosh. That was not supposed to happen. Oh crap, I'm dead. This is it. I do not survive.
Snake, are you okay? Snake?
Now I do love that the game over sequences for these games are iconic because so many people saw them so many times. Like, honestly, there is no way I should have been able to run past that guy. Yeah, we're just gonna... Yeah. No, I don't want to hear you again. There, let me go. Let that go over there, and then we go over here like this. And this time, we don't get seen by the evil... Okay, come on. We get seen by the evil surveillance camera. Now, again, like, there's no way this guy should not be seeing me. He has to be, like, one of the worst guards ever if he doesn't see some dude running around up on top of the I'm going to say gantry, but that's not the right word, and that's not scaffolding. No, that's not the right word either. Boom. And we go, we go, we go, we go, we go. And we go back. Whoop. And just this. Kaboom. And we go, we go, we go, we go, and now we have it. Our first actual weapon. Now we get to run around like we're somebody that's impressive. Oh, nope. Do not do that again. I may be armed, but I'm not ready to start shooting bullets like crazy. Oh gosh. Nope. Nope, and now I'm dead. And now I'm dead. Nope. Ah. I mean, I would blame janky controls, but there was a point in time where I was able to do this and not mess up like that. And now I feel really bad because I'm doing a lot worse than I did on my test run through. Though, of course, the beginning area was a lot harder on my test run through. Yeah, I don't want to talk. And we dump, dump. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. I always think of Krunk in The Emperor's New Groove when he thinks he's being sneaky. I always want to go as I'm pushed up against the wall. Whew, why did that not go off? That was just like, nope, I'm gonna get you cut. Yeah, well, that's SOCOM ready. Oh, go down the stairs this time, man. My gosh. What is with you and wanting to get caught? Then we essentially have to just run up the middle here. Oops. Too early. Run up the middle. And go in the elevator. And then I want to go down a floor. So I'm pretty sure this is where like going into easy mode has has severely affected the game, because I'm pretty sure in regular mode there are guards in this area. Yes, I want to save. Yeah, there we go. Saving. There we go. We have officially saved the first time. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure there is more security than just me running around like an idiot with my head cut off.
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder,
I love how he has to explain to me how to use the ladder too. Like, oh my. The hand holding when there doesn't need to be hand holding, and the lack of help when there needs to be help. Old video games sometimes were the worst. One of the ones that really bugs me is no mini map when we're crawling around in the air ducting, but we get it when we're not. Like, how? What in the heck, guys? No, it's right here. There we go. There's the call.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
Tells me to look around in first-person view mode. And doesn't tell me what that is. Thankfully, I'm smart enough to know you just bust through the grating above his cell and drop in.
Who's that?
So, yeah.
Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me?
I know I was, well,
What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save
I mean, you're getting all the
Warhead's life.
subtitles, so maybe this all makes sense, but
Really?
my gosh,
It's true.
this whole conversation.
You don't look like one of them.
Like,
In that case, hurry up.
just watch it. It's just him bobbing his head. He twitches. It's like he's having an aneurysm. Or not an aneurysm, a seizure. I don't know why I said aneurysm.
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll
Yeah, and Snake's like, "No, no, 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 no."
possible.
Head bop into his favorite song.
They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just
And then who does sit ups on their
they should
bed?
have access to a missile.
What I'm about is classified.
I just don't get her.
Okay.
She's like, I'm gonna do sit ups while I'm on a mattress. It's gonna make it extra hard, but not in any way that's beneficial. Yeah.
The ability to launch a nuclear
There's that DARPA chief twitching again. Grrr.
walking battle.
Such bad character modeling. I mean, it was the limitations of the systems at the time, but watching it now, it hurts a little.
Can't be.
Definitely an era of gaming where things like mechs looked a lot cooler than character models.
How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
So I don't know though, as I'm getting readjusted to playing through a Metal Gear game and I actually get that muscle memory back about
And ourselves.
the
We were going to use this exercise as raw data and then proceed
the controls and how to dodge things and how to keep from being seen. I may like play another playthrough on normal mode and catch up
for the revolution.
Revolution.
because I think eventually being on
Rex.
easy mode is not going to make for the most compelling content. It won't be as exciting or adventurous. So I may do a catch up
For the new Metal Gear prototype.
on a normal one so that we can do later parts to this series as as God intended on at least normal mode. Ooh. We almost got Saw.
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of
More
detonation
explanation about
input.
Oh, you mean PAL.
nuclear disarmament.
It's set up so that you need to input two different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are two passwords?
Yes, Baker knows one, and I
Now,
President of Army.
one of the things they mention in here
That's right.
is the Moses Lake incident,
Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
which I think was funny
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis.
because
One of the members of Foxhound, he has psychic powers.
This is bad.
Moses Lake is in Washington State. And I've got
If they find out Baker's
family that live, well, I wouldn't say family
Able to launch a nuke
in the sense like they're people that are related to me.
to stop the launch.
I don't know.
The card keys.
card keys.
They were designed by Armstead, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
But yeah,
And if I
so
do that,
Yes. You can stop the launch.
the Moses Lake incident is actually referring to
so where are the keys?
I don't know if it's a real or an imagined nuclear facility in Moses Lake, Washington.
You need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in.
But it definitely has the credit for that. So, you know, living somewhere near Moses Lake, it's always funny to me to play through this series, and they constantly refer
Somewhere in the second.
back to the Moses Lake incident.
Floor basement.
And just thinking of somebody out in the wilderness of Washington building a giant nuclear missile robot,
Yes, they cemented over the interest.
it always makes me laugh because,
Why don't you
in all honesty, I could see some of the people that I have met
here?
out in the backwater
My ID card.
trying to do something like that and failing terribly.
It's called a
Like it would be the most ad hoc, like crazy robot you have ever seen.
It transmits
You know,
data
just
to a
a pair of, well, and I guess in the original artwork, it was just a pair of walking legs with a giant nuclear missile on it. So maybe it's right. Maybe this is all a true story.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay.
Now comes one of the most thrilling parts of the game.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House
He's so worried
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with
about what his actions have wrought.
what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon. What is it?
When he should be worried about himself. Now, one of the interesting underpinning storylines of Metal Gear that I have noticed, I'm going to make a call out to John and say he's probably going to correct me on a lot of the comments I make in this video, simply because John is honestly a far more authoritative. Well, I don't want to say authoritative because that makes it sound like, you know, he's assigned himself. He is a much more knowledgeable person on the works of Hideo Kojima than I am. He is the one that I defer to in such conversations. So I'm probably going to get corrected very heavily on a lot of things in the comments, and I welcome it. But yeah, one of the underpinning themes throughout all of the Metal Gear Solid games is kind of a technophobia. Like, a lot of the terrifying incidents in these are all things that are technologies, pseudo-technologies, that are at least mostly plausible, that have yet to rear their ugly head in the way that this game makes it out to be. Oh, remember how I said there were no nude people running around? I do have to walk that back just a little bit. Yeah, you just saw what you thought you saw. Naked dude with his butt in the air.
So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm not liquid. I'm solid.
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking.
They just called her out on it.
Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful, I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance. That scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie.
You're not one of them, are you?
And 1, 2, 3.
Open that door.
Busting in. Nope. Nope. They still gotta talk about the card. There they go. Ha-ha!
What are you doing? Don't think. Shoot!
Oop. Oh, need some SOCOM bullets.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Yeah, I love how, you know, it's just mowing people down and there's that naked dude just still unconscious. down since we've been shot and there's free rations. Ow. Dude just clocked me with the butt of his gun. I'm not okay with that. Oh, quit knocking me with your gun, dude. I'm really terrible at this. Herb. Oh, that's not good. I shouldn't have been standing there. Why didn't she get knocked on her butt? That's rude. And she just saunters out like it's nothing. There are some serious issues with the suspension of disbelief in these games. If you know even slightly, like, I mean, gratuitous butt shot there, but, yeah, if you know even anything slightly about any sort of martial art, any sort of martial training, any military experience, these games tend to fall apart really quick in terms of their believability. But I mean, we're talking about a game where there's psychic powers and people who can manifest, you know, pyrokinetic entities. So, I mean, maybe we chalk it up to comic book reasoning. Dun dun dun, and he appears. Again, my timing's off. Terrible. Need to get better about that. So yeah, scary psychic manifestation in front of the elevator. And Snake's expression still hasn't changed.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
Love how he's like, I just had a hallucination. Is it the nanomachines? She's like, no, stupid, they're working fine. You just met a psychic.
Psychometric interference coming from psychomantis. Sounds psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
And I've always just kind of had a question in my brain. Why is the Mantis the psychic? Like, what's the connection there? I've never really thought of mantises as really being, like, high on the intelligence level list. Just kind of consumey insects that just eat things and slice them to death with their hands. So, why does it have psychic powers in this game? Maybe there's just more respect in Hideo Kojima's circle of cultural experience around the Mantis than there is in mine. So there are plenty of people who have not actually seen a Mantis in this country because they're more of a temperate environment animal. And there's a large swath of desert in this country. Oh, didn't trip the trap door. Trying to oh, that's right. Up here. So we go. Nope, nope. No, why are you acting weird, Buttons? This one was like the most confusing. Because the color variation, there we go, is very slight. So on my somewhat newer TV that I'm playing this on, certainly newer than the age of when this came out, not sure if the color palettes just blend together more than those old CRT screens, but it's definitely hard to tell where the proper connections are. Or it could just be the fact I'm getting old. There's always that possibility, and my eyes are just getting worse. Happens as time marches on. This is always the hard one to see. For me, at least. Oh, what's it? Nope. Refilled my C4. Alright, it's on this side. Right around here. Boom! Now we have access to down below. Another cutscene. Nope, just jamming technology. Which does mean that I'm safe from those cameras that they had other places. Down here, kaboom. And we run through. And we go here, we go kaboom. Need to be a little further away than that. Boom. And now, I think it's time. Call Mei Ling.
Snake, you can't use your radar in that area. There's some kind of electronic jamming coming from there.
I can't use radar, but I can call her
Anyway, be careful.
on my weird earbone radio. Yes, overwrite the pre-existing thing, because it's really hard to get your hands on PlayStation memory cards these days. Well, that's another thing. I'm playing this on original hardware. So if you guys hear that dull thrum of an old CD drive running, that's what that's about. And also means that, you know, some of this hardware is hard to replace. So all these games and stuff we're going to be playing,
He's alive. You're the arms tech.
I kind of have to switch it up between games so that I can,
Don't worry.
or switch it up between systems of different ages so that we can get through all of these gameplays for one, and then I can delete the files and start new. Mad ninja jump skills there, though. Or I guess maybe I should be correct and say shinobi jump skills.
So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you.
Special Operations Foxhound.
My word. This one dude, Revolver Ocelot, has such a convoluted story throughout this series. I don't want to say convoluted. He has such a confusing storyline in this game, in this series. I still haven't wrapped my head around everything that is Revolver Ocelot. Because he always seems like, when he's the villain in this situation, he always seems goofy as all hell. Like, he's the least serious dude of Foxhound. But you learn that he is so involved in so many things in this game.
Fighting won't help you. I understand the glitches. I make them.
Okay. I am missing quite a bit. Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
I love to reload during a battle. There's nothing like feeling
I'm a really bad shot. This fight should not be as hard as it is. And yet... Love how we just chase this dude around. Haha. Now I'm getting him. Nope, missed him again.
the old man's not gonna last too long.
Ooh, missed him again.
Don't you want to settle this?
Ouch. Oh, dang, you got me. Ah, you got me again. That means it's time for rations. Oh, how did I miss? Oh, do not step there. Well, there went that. Oh, man. That sucked. So now we get to try again. And this time we get to skip the video because I'm not watching all of that again. Doot 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 doot. Doot. Oh. There we go. Already starting out better. Ah, dang. Was. And I got myself shot. Again. I've got to avoid getting so close. And to aim a little better. Ooh. Not as soon as I would want to have done that. Probably should have gone back and found some more rations. Dang it, man. How can your aim be so bad? Yep. And this is seriously the fight with Revolver Ocelot, is just chasing him around in circles. Like the most ridiculous version of Duck Duck Goose you've ever seen. Ah, crud. I was guarded right there. And I missed him again. Oh, dang. Did not want to collect that box of ammo yet. How did I miss him again? Dang it. Oh. Got him again. Got him again. Oh, dang, he got me. Oh, we beat him. On easy mode, this should not have been that hard. Ugh. Now he gets to chatting. And there's the blood. And the sliciness. And the dying. Ooh. Dude just runs off without his arm. Huh. Just realized that looks an awful lot like Raiden's armor later. Huh. I see where they planted that that seed there. Makes Metal Gear Raiden not seem as off later. Exactly. Who the hell?
Can you talk?
Who are you?
Save the guy. Go through video scene, and then I think we're gonna save for tonight.
What about yours?
Call this one good, and I'm gonna load it up on YouTube.
You're from the Pentagon.
Answer my question. What about your code?
And hopefully the audio on this is a lot better. I'm gonna sit and rewatch some of it after this and see if we've got a good
It's not like
go, because I'm getting tired of my audio playback being
Psycho Mantis' mind.
awful.
He couldn't read you. How'd you do it?
Surgical implants in my
Ooh,
brain.
surgical implants in my brain.
Kind of like a psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top
He
secret
literally had them put a
Even the DARPA chief?
insulation in there.
But the DARPA chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Are you sure you heard him right?
Yeah, I'm sure. In that case, how did they get your
I
code?
love all the backstabbing and lies that come up in this.
It looks like he had some fun with you, all right.
Oh, he's not human. I tell you, he loved every second of it.
What happened?
And then more of the head twitching because it's, you know, a dialogue scene.
More than you do now.
It's like weird, bad stop motion animation.
Funny man.
It's just like, yeah, 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 yeah,
Is he okay? What? That can't be. You know, that's not what you promised.
yeah. Just beating you with his cane.
Calm down. What's wrong? I just told you I was
Like he just saved his life and he's like, I'm gonna hit you with my cane because I'm an angry old man.
something.
A heart attack? Oh, don't be a fool.
Anyway, the terrorists have both codes now.
Those
Both
boys are
codes now?
totally insane. They wouldn't
Oh
hesitate to
no.
launch.
I agree. But what do they really want?
Oh, who knows? Maybe they're like us in the army,
What they really want
always looking forward to the next
is a place to call their own.
Gonna let these maniacs start.
They want a home.
You still have the card keys
car keys.
to override the detonation code. I heard you had them.
No, not anymore.
What? Who does then? Not the terrorists.
No, that woman,
Woman. Who?
a soldier
Oh,
who was
right.
thrown in prison along with me.
A female soldier. It must be.
It must be
Just joined up as a
her.
recruit. They
Love how
threw her
no
in
one
prison
says her
because she
name.
refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit. Could that be the colonel's niece?
Oh, there you go. The colonel's niece.
Looks like she managed to break out of here, though. I hope she's okay.
I'm sure
How would he know she broke out? He was tied up the whole time and you were. Nah.
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Kodak.
Right.
Yes, she stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
Oh, I see.
What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh,
Dun dun dun.
I forgot.
What? How rude.
Right. It should be on the back of the CD case.
It should be on the back of the CD case. Try to contact her.
But tell me, if this doesn't work,
Seriously, they're gonna pull that nonsense? Alright.
You need to find Hal Emmerich.
Let's see, is it
who's that?
on the back of the CD case somewhere?
Rex Project. A genius at engineering, but a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
I don't see it on the back of the case that I've got.
Emmerich knows how to destroy Metal Gear.
Maybe when they redid the
Well, he's probably being held somewhere in the nuclear warhead storage.
codec.
It's north from here. That's where he worked.
I understand, but why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Huh.
The threat of nuclear war isn't gone. In fact, it's greater.
I'm not seeing it. I don't see her.
Spent nuclear fuel and plutonium is increasing even
Oh, yeah, and then the live action video. I forgot they did this.
drums and drums of nuclear waste. As far as you can see, because there's still no real way to dispose of the stuff.
So they just close the lid and try to pretend like it'll go away?
Essentially,
Well, I'm not gonna
doing a good job of
play much past this, so I guess I'll have time to look it up, but
nuclear waste seeping out.
I forgot they used to do things like that. Like, oh, you need to look on the back of the CD case.
Reported every year. It stands for material unaccounted for. It proves
Oh,
well-organized black market in nuclear materials. Furthermore, since the end of the Cold War,
I really hope this isn't a long one.
particular are out of work with no way to turn.
This is an old game, so it's not like they had the storage space for much long-winded videos. But leave it to Hideo Kojima.
We live in an age when
He
any
will
small
find a
country
way.
can have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
Russia and China still maintain a significant nuclear presence. Complete nuclear disarmament is an
Oh
impossible.
my.
To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
Yeah. Game has very heavy roots in American military efforts.
You mean Metal Gear?
But I mean, it's never been like a super positive statement on them either. Like, one of the big things this game series talks about is the discarding of soldiers. Becomes a whole arc at another point. Actually, I think even in this game it comes up. The training and then discarding soldiers at your whim is a bad idea because you trained them as soldiers. So be nice to the boys and girls you send out to fight for you, because if you don't, then yeah, they might gain access to nuclear weapons and just blow everything up.
I prefer to think of it as good business.
Man,
Anyway, Metal Gear was going to be formally
for an old dude that has been tied up and tortured for information, he seems really, really long-winded.
This is what you
Like, he just keeps chatting.
What's that?
an optical disc. It's all here. The main hard
At least it wasn't a floppy disk.
What kind of data?
Oh my.
data collected from this exercise. Don't play dumb. I know you were sent to get this. I hid it from that sadistic.
Like, it's not in this game, it's in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, but one of the things that I love, because it's just so inanely
I'll give you my card.
ridiculous to me,
Of all security.
is that one of the Metal Gears is artificially intelligent, but it's run off of tape drive, like old jazz style tape drives, which is just the idea of any efficient artificially intelligent brain operating off of a giant stack of magnetic cassettes is just, it's laughable. It's funny to me. I mean, I realized they could store a lot more on magnetic tape drives back in the day, but they were not efficient for read-write scenarios. You know, they were good for data storage, not for quick access of data. So, but at least in this one, he handed him, oh, another person just randomly dying, you know, from seizures and spasms.
Those Pentagon bastards. So, they actually went and did it.
What are you talking about?
They have just
As you can tell,
you for.
there's a lot of shenanigans going on, some chicanery, some behind the scenes bad dealings from up above, from the guys at the top. Oh my word, there's more talking. Come on, Hideo Kojima.
Now he's dead too. I have no idea. Don't lie to me.
It looked like another heart attack, but
Some kind of poison?
well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride dioxide.
I love how she's talking about that, and one of the plants that can cause heart attack in large doses is foxglove. Like, it just seems fitting to this that one of the drugs she's probably talking about is derived from foxglove.
From there. It should be okay if you do burst transmission like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible.
So, yeah,
Try moving away
I
from
get a
that
little bit of
area.
morbid humor out of that.
Get a hold of yourself. Naomi, what the hell was that ninja thing? A member of Foxhound?
No,
Are you sure? Is that right?
Snake, I'm counting on you.
Man. Getting to play back through this and remember the things that... Oh, did I just get an increase in my life? That's cool. Nope, quit punching air. Try and open that door. Door doesn't open. We don't have the right key. So back through our blast hole we go, if I can see through these terrible graphics where it's at. I mean, they're not terrible graphics. They were great for the age that they came out in. Oh, don't tell me I just triggered another movie. Okay, no. Yeah, we're ending here for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough and listening to me talk and discuss about one of my favorite game series. And let me know in the comments if you like watching through the videos or not. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you really want to help us out, join us on Patreon at The Guy Who Sounds Funny, so we can afford to make even better videos. That's the plan. And this is just going to keep talking, so I'm going to stand up and kill the video.